and we're back with another video. And today is the match reaction for the Arsenal versus Wolves game. A bit of a delay because I was in Birmingham over the weekend playing in VSF, Street Fighter 6 tournament. Yeah, I did alright. You know, we made improvements, and you know, next year we just aim to do better. But before we get into, you know, the reaction itself, slap that subscribe button, man. We're trying to grow. We've hit 200. You know, we've hit 200. We've come a long way in a short time, but we still need to go further. So all subscribes help. Is free. Let's get the ting growing, man. Let's just get the ting growing. And algorithm gang, we respect you a lot. Them likes, them comments, it pushes the content out to everybody in the world. So look, I'm happy with the win. Very happy with the win. I think it's very important that you win your first game of the season. At home especially. You know, it sets us off on a good foot. We saw some good things in the game, you know. But there was also some things that was a bit, you know. But, you know, let's start with some positives, yeah? So, I'm shameless, and I'm going to do it. Samina, eh. Waka waka, eh. 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again. And an assist. Yo, Havertz with a goal and an assist. Wavy. You know, I think it's kind of leaving Arsenal in a place now where it's like, it would be sick to have a clinical number 9, but as long as Kai Havertz scores and you know, gets the GA more than what he did last season, the bullet won't be as hard to bite if we don't go out and get that. Do you know what? I'm not even going to say clinical number 9, Gyökeres, because that's all I want. I just want Gyökeres in it. I still do think we need someone with X factor in that forward line, and I think this game, it was kind of evident, because although we did score 2 goals, there was a lot of chances that, you know, we could have scored more, pretty much. And I feel like with someone who has that X factor, it would happen. And all due respect, Wolves aren't the greatest of sides, so when we come up against the bigger teams, the harder teams to break down, the teams that will cause more threat to us, we really do need someone with that X factor in the front line. Saka, again, goal and assist. And, you know, people keep on chatting to me about Ahmad. People keep on chatting to me about Palmer. What did their man do in their games? Nothing. But what did Saka do? Saka does what he always does. Yeah? Effective. Gets his name on the sheet. Helps us secure victory. Yo, his goal was very important. Yeah? Because it came during a spell where Wolves were actually putting it on us. Wolves were dangerous, man. They turned the tide. In that second half, they turned the tide. Like, they were putting a lot of pressure onto us. Like, I was actually a bit worried that we may concede a goal. Like, don't get me wrong, like, they didn't have too many big chances, but they had a lot of the ball. In our half, they were causing problems. It was evident to see. And then Saka comes up, steps up, gets that goal, put the game to bed. Just put the game to bed. And very interesting because Havertz assisted the Saka goal and Saka assisted the Havertz goal. You know, when he's in the number 9, him and Saka are forming a very good relationship. It's what we like to see. It is what we like to see. Now, for me, Saliba was a bit, I don't know. I feel like maybe Arteta wants him to play a bit more with the ball this year. You know, wants him to actually drive with the ball, wants him to get involved with the build-up as early on as possible. I feel that's the role that he's going to play. And more so, Gabriel's going to be the one that charges out and wins the ball. And if he can find that, I guess, that breaking pass, you know, down to the left wing, that's his role. But, you know, I guess Saliba's role is going to kind of be that guy that, you know, pushes up the pitch with the ball, plays the 1-2s, finds the passes, from the first phase of football into the second phase. So, but in that game, he was a bit. I think there's going to be an adjustment period. There was one point where he gave the ball away unnecessarily. Yeah, and in fairness, maybe it was a bad pass from Raya. Maybe it wasn't the best pass, but someone like Saliba, who's usually very calm on the ball whenever he receives it, it was a bit. I don't know, man. We got lucky with that one. I'll be so real. We got lucky with that one. I think Erdegaard. I think he had a good game. You know, pretty much involved in everything. He just not on the score sheet. You know, not an assist, not a goal, but outside of that, he was controlling the game. You know, he was doing his. There was one ball that he played through to Havertz where he flicked it round through the back. I was like, yeah, okay, Erdegaard's here. He's cooking. He looks a lot fitter. He looks stronger. I saw him battling a lot in the midfield, and he wasn't getting moved to. He wasn't. So, obviously, over the preseason, he must have been hitting the gym, doing a lot of core workout. He's got strength now. He's developing. So, I expect him to go on and have another strong season. We've got to say it. Martinelli, poor game. I can't lie, poor game. But the thing is, he had a chance to have a really good game because there was a passage of play where Declan Rice put him through on the wing, and he got into the box, and all he had to do was lift up his head, and you could have seen Declan Rice in acres of space. Declan Rice had so much space, like literally. All of the Wolves players crowded the 6-yard box. Like, he just had space. But he just didn't look up. He went for the shot. It was a poor position to shoot from. I think maybe I feel like he's got that thing where he's doing too much because he wants to prove something. He wants to prove that he's of the level. But just play it simple, man. Just calm down. Play it simple. Yeah? Because I'll be honest. That left-hand side is looking a bit shaky because Martinelli's not really in form right now. Trossard only really seems to come alive and do sick when he comes on as a sub. More time when he starts the game, he's not really as effective. So what we're kind of hoping for is starting Martinelli and Martinelli doing good. But if he doesn't do good, bring on Trossard, and then again have to hope that he has the impact coming off from the bench. And if that doesn't work out, then our left side is kind of dead. So maybe that X Factor person has to be a left winger. Maybe. I'm not too sure. Maybe. But yeah, props to Wolves because in the second half, they came alive. You know, that Gary O'Neill team talk must have really got their juices flowing. And they were causing us some problems, man. They was pressing really well, really intense. Winning duels, winning back the ball. I think if they had Neto, it could have been a long day for Arsenal. It wasn't... I know the scoreline shows it's convincing, but I don't think it was that convincing of a game, if I'm being completely honest. But first game of the season, warming ourselves in, and the 2-0 victory is all that matters at the end of the day is that we got the W, we got the 3 points, and now we can just move on, maybe pick out a few things to focus on where we kind of slipped up in that game, and then just full focus on Aston Villa away, because that's going to be a tricky game. I do think we'll get the W, but it's still going to be a tricky game. And I guess the final thing I want to talk about is Raya, yeah? So... Actually, no. Before I talk about Raya, I just want to talk a bit about Zinchenko, yeah? So, it's no secret. I'm one of the people that would rather him not play for all the good things that he brings to the team. Because he does bring good things to the team. Like, we just control the ball a lot better when he's playing. You know, the midfield is stronger when he plays because we just have that extra man in the midfield. He's really good at finding those passes, breaking the lines. He's really good at controlling the game. But just defensively, I don't think it's worth it. Personally, I don't think it's worth it. Because I feel like you have someone who can do the exact same things with the ball, but off the ball is like 1,000,000 times better, and that's Jurrien Timber. Don't get me wrong, I think Calafiori is more the other way. So he's good on the ball, nowhere near as good as Zinchenko or Timber, but defensively, I think he's better than them both. So it's like it's the other end of the spectrum. But I think that Zinchenko had a good game when he was playing. I think the second half he was a bit worse, but the first half, I I would take off my hat, but Mbappe running down the wings. Yeah, he had a good game. He controlled the ball really well. A lot of the positive play that we had in their half of the pitch was down to him. He's definitely. Do you know what? Maybe he feels like he has a point to prove, because maybe he is seeing social media and he is seeing himself be attacked by not just large portions of the Arsenal fan base, but I think large portions of just the football fan base in general. So maybe he's out there. I got a point to prove. I want to make it happen. And then Raya, excellent game. Aside from a few Fugazi passes, on the whole, he was actually really good. Like beating the first line of the press from Wolves. I can't lie. One thing that I did like is on many occasions he found the ball directly to Partey. So when we was building up straight from Partey, which I guess eased the pressure off our defenders, because they didn't have to worry about where they're relaying off the ball, or they're being pressed. Like, what do they have to do? Like, his short passing in this game was very good. He had a few good long passes as well. But the thing that I want to talk about him is he saved us. Look, this is why it's so important having a good keeper, because this is what good keepers do. Yeah. When it matters, they step up and make that big save. And I can't remember the brother's name. Strand something, yeah. But he had that header. I can't lie. When he headed it, I thought it was going in. I'll be so real. But then David Raya, strong hand. Go and give me the ball, grab it. And I was like, David Raya, you beautiful human being. Because if they scored there, we might be looking at a draw. Because it would have been very easy for Wolves to go, very easy for Gary O'Neill to go, look, a point at the Emirates. I'll take it. Let's just sit back. Let's just force them into having to break our low block, and then if we can, we catch them out on the counter. It's a completely different game if they score that goal. So I feel like you have to take your hat off to Raya. You have to. You just have to. So, some positives, some negatives, a lot for us to work on the training field. I'm sure we'll do it, but starting off the season in a good way, and let's just see what happens in the next game. So I guess let me know what your thoughts are on the game. Let me know what you think about the game. Where did Arsenal do well? Where did Arsenal do poorly? Where can we improve? Comments below. That's what it's for, man. It helps out the algorithms as well. So if you can, just type Arsenal as much as possible in it. Whether you like us or hate us. If you made it this far, you're a bad man. So you might as well hit the subscribe button, and you might as well give the video a like. And I will catch you guys next time.